again, hola, and thank you for finding me here at my YouTube channel, Benidorm and Beyond. I produce positive, fun and informative vlogs about this resort on a regular basis, so please come along and join me on my adventures, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on any of my brand new content in the future. Today's vlog brings you a news update about a convicted terrorist who brought horror to this local region and indeed Benidorm's beaches some 20 years ago, an event that I remember well as I was living here at the time and indeed as I have been ever since. The news that has just emerged via the Spanish national press is that finally justice may be served to the victims and their families of the 2003 ETA bombing attack, which took place almost simultaneously right here in Benidorm as well as in our nearest city of Alicante. Just this week, it's been announced that well-known ETA member Asier Ezeiza Ayera, who was already in prison for other terrorist offences, is now due to have his case reviewed yet again, with the National Prosecutor's Office requesting a sentence of some 268 years following its provisional conclusions. It accuses the man in question of participating in the two attacks on July the 22nd, 2003, which left 14 people injured, 6 of whom were police officers, after explosive devices were let off in hotels in the Rincon de Loix neighbourhood of Benidorm, as well as in Alicante, our provisional capital city. The trial in the National Court is scheduled for this week, with Asier sitting in the dock accused of 2 crimes of havoc and 14 of attempted terrorist murders. Back in 2003, he was an active member of the Basque separatist group ETA, who sought independence for their region in the north of Spain via violent means, taking part in the group's so-called summer campaign, which consisted of placing explosive devices in hotels and shopping centres in tourist areas on the Mediterranean coast in the high season months when the locations were at their fullest capacity. In the events that will now be examined for a third time after 2 previous acquittals, with the decision of the Supreme Court to annul 2 trials and order their repetition, the terrorists placed explosive devices of between 10 and 12 kilos of chloratite and a timer in separate rooms of the Hotel Bahia de Alicante in the city and the Hotel Nadal in Benidorm, which sits at the very far end of the Levante beach in the Rincon de Loix zone of the resort, for those of you who don't know. Asier Ezeiza did this with the help of another terrorist, Joseba Troitiño, who has already been tried and convicted for these events, with both of them renting and sharing an apartment in Valencia a month before the attacks to use as a base of operations in the Valencian community region, and also to use to store the explosive they needed for the attack. At around 11 in the morning on that fateful day in July 2003, a call was received at the headquarters of the newspaper Gara in San Sebastian, which is in the Basque Country, in which a man announced on behalf of ETA that around 12:30 in the afternoon, the objects placed in the 2 hotels would explode. Also at around 11 o'clock, a similar call was received in the nearby Denia offices of a local newspaper, in which a man stated that the devices would go off at about midday. The police were then notified immediately, with eviction procedures beginning at both hotels. Although the warning phone calls advised that the bombs would explode at about 12:30 that day, however, it was in fact 12:15 that the explosion took place in Benidorm, affecting several police agents who are still inside the Hotel Nadal and in adjacent buildings, along with other people who are in the vicinity. And I personally heard this huge bang myself as I was sitting sipping a coffee fairly close by, and very soon after, word-of-mouth reports came flooding into all the local pubs and businesses that the Levante beachfront had turned into mayhem, with dozens of sunbathing holidaymakers running off the sands to avoid the smoke and debris, and no doubt in fear for their lives. Slightly earlier, at 12:05, the device at the Hotel Bahia de Alicante had exploded in room 106, with students at a Spanish teaching academy in an adjacent building, whose classroom was unfortunately at the exact same height, having had no time to escape and being impacted by the blast, resulting in several injured people. The good news, of course, is that after announcing several ceasefires over the years, ETA declared a permanent ceasefire and cessation of armed activity in 2011, followed by the formal announcement that they had completely dissolved all their structures and ended their political initiatives in 2018. I very much hope that this dreadful terrorist gets the full sentence that is proposed for causing so much harm, damage and grief to everyone involved in these events from 20 years ago. And on a lighter note, just for info, the Hotel Nadal in Benidorm has continued to flourish ever since, with it being a lovely family-run hotel with a fantastic beachfront location, with a gorgeous seafood restaurant and an outside terrace with sea views over the Mediterranean, just perfect for enjoying a drink or two whilst watching the sun go down, so why not give it a try? I hope that you've enjoyed listening to today's latest news update with me, and if you did, then please make sure you check out some of my many other vlogs, which include detailed and info-packed street and beachfront walks, reviews on Benidorm's most popular hotels with a fly-on-the-wall look inside and out, reviews on cafes, bars and new businesses, as well as lots more updates, news, bulletins and information. Thanks so much for watching as always, and I hope to catch you again soon here at Benidorm and beyond. Wishing you all a safe and happy week ahead, maybe even planning your next holiday away to Benidorm, who knows? And in the meantime, bye for now, take care and see you next time. Cheers!